So yeah, there you go. Like that's our basic scene assembly. Now one of the things I like doing, because what I wanted to do was to have like the foreground be a little bit darker. Okay, let me just do one thing here. Yeah, so I wanted like the foreground to be a little bit darker, right? So what you can do is we sort of like we block out the back of our scene. Okay, so this is just a lighting trick. So what you can do is we can just take a big box and I'll just jump in and I'll make it big like that, and we can call it let's call it light blocker, and we'll create another material. So I'll come into the material net, we'll do Control C Control V, let's call it black. Yeah, and this will be black and also like no reflections. Actually, if the weight is 0, you don't need to worry, and just assign it to this, and then place it just behind your scene. So if I come to camera 1, yeah, okay. And so what this should do is like we should get the foreground to be darker. So this area becomes dark. Okay, now what I can do is I also want like a little bit of this area to be blocked out. Let me just see if I can do Control C Control V here. Okay, and then what I want to do is take the second light blocker and rotate it and move it aside like that, like further away, so it's a little behind, so that you can just block out. Yeah, so this area doesn't get hit by light at all. Okay, like you have, you know, the foreground in relative darkness. Or you can sort of move it a little bit further back here and bring it in. And I think we don't have any light bounces right now. So let me just come in here and turn on light bounces. So global illumination, brute force. Yeah, there we go. We'll do brute force for both. Like right now it's fine. Like what you can also do is if you want to maybe like, you know, see, so now what happens is like these two things stand out against, you know, the against the cliffs. Otherwise, like everything just lights up. Okay, like if I turn these off, let's just see if it, see, so now what's happening is like everything is lighting up. Like if both of those are hidden, see, so everything is lighting up. So it doesn't, so you don't get the foreground background separation. So what you do is you do something like this. See, so this allows you to sort of, you know, separate out the whole thing. What we can also do is if you want to utilize like global illumination, then let's say if this should get some color, like maybe this should be purple or something, you know. So what I can do is I can try to make this purple. See, so what happens is like this much area becomes purple. So if you want it to separate out, you can even separate it out that way. Okay, like maybe this should be blue. See, so it allows you to sort of play around with colors and do something a little more interesting. So I think if we come in here and if I come to color controls, yeah, okay, so there's saturation. So photographic exposure control, yeah, adjust the f-stop a little bit, and we can adjust the vignetting if you want. Yeah, actually, and just I want to boost up the saturation. So that gives me like a little bit more color. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, you can sort of adjust it a little bit like that. Okay, so this is it. So this is as far as, let me, hold on, let me just bring back the instances because the instances are off. So where are they? Plant instances. Okay, let's turn it on now. Yeah, so there you go. So this is how we can, you know, build up the overall scene. It doesn't look bad. Like even right now, it doesn't look too bad. Let me just adjust the exposure. Yeah, just increase the allowed overexposure because it's making it too flat. I don't want that. I just want the saturation to be slightly high so that we can get some coloring. So the way I work nowadays is I try to get as much as I can within, you know, within the render view itself. So if the render view gives you options like these, then I'm kind of happy because that's how much lesser work I need to do in post. If you can do that here, then I'm like, yeah, okay, you know, why not? Yeah, so there you go. So this is as far as, you know, the basic scene is concerned. So now in the next lesson, we'll start modeling the clouds.